There is a black woman coming for overweight people. Most of our content on our TikTok page is about her coming for overweight people. So there's this video she posted. I want you all to watch this video, then we'll come back and talk about it.
I have a question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight when you don't have any children? Or what's your excuse to still be overweight after you have kids and your kids are 5, 10? What's your excuse to still be overweight at that point? Do you not admit that you're overeating? Because you have to maintain that size. If you're 250, that means you're eating 10,000 calories a day. You don't have no baby in your stomach. You already had the kid at that point. So why are you still overweight? You know why? Because you're greedy. And you eat a lot and you overeat and you find excuse and you don't want to walk and you don't do any kind of physical activity and you're snacking all day.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? My name is Maria David and I'm back again with another interesting video. She's coming for child-free women that are overweight, and she's also coming for mothers that are overweight. Like, why, if you're a child, if you don't have a child or you're childless, child-free or childless, and you are overweight, you don't have a reason to be overweight if you don't have a child. Then if you're a mom and your child is above 5, 7 years and you're still overweight, then you have a problem. I can't believe this particular statement is coming from a grown-ass woman. It's so annoying to watch and irritating. I went to her page and I saw a bunch of videos that she posted. It wasn't making sense at all. But then we're going to talk about this. I have a few stitches to share with you all. So sit down, relax, and continue watching. I want to know your opinion about this particular video down in the comment section. Do you agree with her or you disagree with her? Obviously, from my facial expression, you can tell that I am irritated by what she's saying. And fat shaming people, it's a no-no for me. I won't take that from a woman to another woman, and saying that when a child is involved, that's when determine if you're going to be fat or not. It doesn't make sense. What about genetics? What about... Let's face stitches, then we'll come back and talk about it.
I have a question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight?
I'm going to answer you. My excuse is because I love being big. I love my body and I love myself enough to know that I don't have to be insecure about being big.
I have a question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight?
Since you have a question for me, I have a question for you. How does your business? How does your business? How does your problem?
I have a question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight?
Child. So anyway, I've been seeing a lot of videos about Hailey Bieber. Y'all, I ain't even know Justin S got married. When this happened? Where was I?
I have a question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight?
Child, the same excuse you use every day when you decide not to exfoliate before bed. The same excuse you done had all these years as to why you never wanted braces. And also the same excuse you use every time your insurance say you got 2 free cleanings left or you're going to utilize them before the calendar year is up. Minding other people's business. Looks like you got some house cleaning to do, ma'am.
I have a question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight?
I got a question for your insecure ass. Why are you always on here trying to down overweight women? Like, what the fuck is your problem? Do you think you all that? Because you not. It's not giving what you think is giving at all. Honey, you need to stop. Did an overweight woman take your man? Is that the problem? So now you just take it out on all overweight women because some beautiful overweight woman took your man. And now you all in your feelings about overweight women. Is that what it is? Because, baby, slim don't mean cute. And you definitely not. You know what I'm saying? Because you really not all that cute. If you get what I'm saying. So you need to stop. Girl, you need to stop. You doing too much.
And your kids are 5'10", what's your excuse to still be overweight at that point? Do you not admit that you're overeating? Because you have to maintain that size. If you're 250, that means you're eating 10,000 calories a day. You don't have no baby in your stomach. You already had the kid at that.
Okay, first of all, your ableism is showing. Second of all, why do you care so much? Why? I want to know. I genuinely want to know. Also, I realized that you turned your duets and stitches off. That was probably smart for you. But, I still gotta say something. Also, you do realize that it's not just overeating that causes people to be overweight. There are legitimate health issues. And even if they are overeating, why the fuck is it any of your business?
I have a question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight?
Well, since we asking questions and shit, we asking questions. So, I'm not overweight. I was at one point, but I'm not overweight anymore. But since we asking questions, I got one for you. What's your excuse for having fucked up teeth? You ain't got dental insurance? You don't have a job that offers dental insurance? You can't go purchase it on... because your grill, sister. I'm just saying. So, instead of you being worried about women that are overweight, just looking at the video, I see plenty of things you need to be worried about. Leave them women alone and let them eat. If they want to eat, that's their choice. As long as they're happy, I'm happy. Mind the business that pays you, man. And that ain't it.
Question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight when you don't have any children?
As you can see, she's turned off her comments because I guess maybe she just didn't like what people had to say. I don't know. She also turned off the stitch feature, but today I had the time and the will. That being said, she is saying that every single person that's overweight has no excuse and that it's just because they're lazy and they want to be fat. That's not the case. Number one, if you struggle financially, eating healthy is expensive. Personally, my personal history is I have PCOS, endometriosis, MTHFR, I'm insulin resistant. I have had seven miscarriages. After each one, I was given hormones. So I gained weight during the pregnancy, gained weight afterwards because of the hormones. I am also now on hormones 10 days out of every month, which I gain every single month 3 to 5 pounds while I'm on hormones. And then I struggle to lose that. When I hit 180, I started saying, "Oh, I'm gaining a little bit of weight," and I tried to lose it. I told my doctor, I've gained a little bit of weight and I'd like to lose it, and I'm struggling to lose it. My doctor said, "Sarah, you've had multiple miscarriages. You need to be easy on yourself. It's going to happen. Don't worry about it. Just watch your calories." And I did that for years. And then suddenly I was 200, and then 220, then 250, then 260. My highest weight, I was slightly over 300 pounds. And she's saying that I would have to eat 10,000 calories a day. No, not the case. In fact, there are so many days that I would starve myself because my doctors kept telling me to eat less calories, eat less calories. And I did that to the point that I made myself sick. I had to get over 300 pounds for my doctor to put me on medication to help regulate my hormones so that I could lose weight. And he didn't want to do it. He said, "That's a psychotropic medication." I really hate putting people on that. I sat in his office and cried. And I pulled out my tablet and I showed him the calories that I had been eating, the exercise that I was doing, the fact that I had been put on steroids 18 times in the last year. The fact that I tracked my weight. I weigh myself every single day so that I could sit there and show my doctor, this is what's happening. This is what I ate this day. This is what I weighed. This is what I ate. This is what I weighed. And then he said, let's give it a shot. But I just want to let you know, it's not my first choice. Of course it's not his first choice. It wasn't my first choice. Do you know what one of my favorite foods is? Fucking salad. Salad. I don't even really like sweets. Every once in a great while, generally, when I'm taking those hormones, I'm like, ooh, I'd really love a brownie. And then I get said brownie and I eat like an inch square of it and then I'm done. So, people that think this way need to just understand that's not the case. You don't know what that person has gone through or what that person is currently going through. You don't know their medical history. So please go to her page. She has a lot of thoughts like this. And it's just, it's disgusting.
Question for overweight women. What's your excuse to be overweight?
Well, since you asked so nicely, so I don't like getting into this, and I understand that this is stitched off of another video than the main video that she is reacting to. I understand, okay? I don't like getting into what happened with me. Because for one, I was bullied about my weight ever since I was about 6 years old. You know, that was part of the reason my mom made me get into sports, is because exercise had to fix my problem. So I was thrown into a bunch of sports I wanted nothing to do with. And yeah, the main one being karate. I was forced to take karate. Fuck karate. I hated it. I hated it. I have never in my adult life even considered throwing my children into something that I hated as much as karate, because I do not understand how my mother could have done that to me, knowing how much I hated it. And it created this horrible thing about self-image, because even in karate, I learned nothing, accomplished nothing, and lost nothing. I lost no weight in karate. And I was accused of not working hard enough, even by my teacher. So fast forward to high school. I'm not in sports. I hate sports. I tried volleyball and hated it. And I am still constantly being bullied by other students about my weight. So I developed anorexia. So I got down to about 130 pounds. And for being 5'8", apparently that was like the lowest I was supposed to go. And I wanted to go lower. I was not allowed to, though. Moved out, got married. My weight usually camped out at about 140 to 150. Then I started having kids. My weight would go up to like 180, and then it would drop back down to like 160. And then I'd have another kid and it'd go up to like 190 and then drop back down to 160. And then I got pregnant with my last kid. And my last kid, I did everything to not lose weight. I only gained 20 pounds the entire pregnancy. And part of that was because I had gestational diabetes. And I watched every single thing I ate. Most of the pregnancy, I didn't gain anything. I could not help gaining weight in the 3rd trimester, though. And I told them, because I had to keep track. You know, I had to keep track of everything I was eating because of my blood sugar levels. So I had a food diary, and they could see that I was still eating perfectly. But I got to about 215. That's like where I topped out, because, yeah, it was like right before I had my son. And because I had my son and I was breastfeeding, I dropped down back to 200. Then I went through a horrible period of postpartum depression, because my husband decided that we were done having kids and got a vasectomy without my approval. Now, that's a whole different ballgame. It's really nobody's business, okay? Yes, I had agreed to it. I had to sign papers for it. But the whole argument was, I said, I'm not saying you can't get it, just please don't get it right now. I'm having a horrible time adjusting to the fact that I just had my last baby. I'm still having postpartum depression. I'm still going through a lot of changes right now. Please just don't do it right now. Just not right now, please. You can still get it. We can still be done. That's fine. Just don't do this to me right now. he did it anyway, and then he came home and cracked jokes about it. So mentally, I went off the charts. I went so far off the charts that my midwife said that had I exhibited those behaviors while I was in hospital, I would have been admitted to the psych ward and my baby would have been taken from me and sent home with daddy while I remained in the hospital because I was that fucking gone. So my doctor puts me on antipsychotics and heavy antidepressants, both with huge known cause for weight gain. I felt like I was constantly starving. I literally could not get enough food, and I tried so hard to eat healthy because I could see my weight creeping up and I could see it creeping up, and I was feeling worse and worse about myself. I was trying to take care of my new baby and trying to get my body back, trying to get my life back, trying to adjust the fact that even though the only thing I had done with my life was become a mother, and that wasn't over now, and I was just, never gonna have another baby. So I'm going through hell mentally, okay? And then I'm on this medication that is making everything worse, and my body is just ballooning up. And I complained to my doctor about it. And I said, hey, I'm not okay right now. I am not going to be on these meds if they're going to make me lose weight. And he said, well, if you stop taking them, you're going to be admitted to the hospital. And I was like, you're going to take me from my kids? And he's like, yeah, because you need those meds. So I was just like, well, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. And he's just like, well, I agree. I was just like, how can I lose weight when these medications make me starving all the time? And it doesn't matter how much I eat. I am starving. I feel like I haven't eaten for weeks. I'm just like, I wasn't even this hungry or like ravenous when I was fucking starving myself on purpose. And he told me that yes, it would be extremely difficult for me to lose weight on those medications, if not impossible. But he wasn't going to do anything about it. So it took me moving out of state, changing doctors. I had to bully my new doctor, my new medication doctor for my mental health. I had to bully her to get her to put me on some kind of medication to help me lose weight. In every single appointment, how are you doing? Great, I want to lose weight. Great, this medication's doing fine for me. I want to lose weight. I had to do that every single appointment for months before she finally did something for me. And then as soon as I had some other health issue pop up, I was told by multiple doctors to get off of it and just diet and exercise, diet and exercise, diet and exercise, diet and exercise from everybody else. Because obviously I hadn't tried that. But I actually stopped taking all of my mental health medications. I had to detox off of them because I had been on them for years at that point. And I got very, very sick from detoxing. But then all of a sudden, the weight just started falling off. I was close to 300 pounds. I'm almost 210 now. And I do not exercise. Exercise. I've made it this far without it, and I'm going to continue to work on it without exercise. But you know what? The thing that bothers me is people see my body now, and they still think that I'm just obese, and that I'm still lazy, and that I'm still not trying, and it's just like, you haven't seen where I've come from. You're looking at me now, and you see me for what I am now, and you still think I'm lazy, even though you don't know a damn thing about what I've done just to get here. That is what bothers me the most. Like, you have no idea what everybody's going through. The video that I'm stitching this off of had hormonal treatments, and there's other women who go through other bodily issues. There's people who get injured. They get injured. They're already heavy as it is, for whatever reason. They're already heavy set as it is. And then they have a horrible injury and they're bedridden. Well, how the hell are they supposed to lose the weight when they're bedridden? Obviously, they're just going to gain the weight unless they starve themselves in the bed. Like, shit, when I was in the hospital for my heart issues, I gained 10 pounds and I barely ate in the hospital because I was on a cardiac diet. And if anybody knows anything about a cardiac diet, they don't feed you worth shit. And I should know because I used to work in the dietary department of a hospital. Every single cardiac patient, if you are on a cardiac diet, they're going to have a bad day and you're going to have a bad day because they're not going to be able to eat like anything they actually want per doctor's orders. And they are going to take it out on you. So I didn't even eat that much in the hospital and I still gained 10 pounds. Being in the fucking hospital for 3 days. 3 days. I gained 10 pounds. Okay? And you're going to sit there and say that people who are overweight are just lazy and like, what's your excuse? Everybody has a reason. And it's not always just because they have no motivation and all they do is stuff chips in their mouth all day. And shame on you for thinking that. And hopefully you are never in that person's shoes. But usually people who act this way usually end up in that situation. And then they wonder why nobody's really giving them credit because they have that same mentality that they're just lazy.
If you see it, definitely you're enjoying this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share your thoughts. All opinions are accepted if you put them down respectfully. Okay, you can disagree or agree with whatever is going on in today's topic. The last stitch was a long ass stitch and I enjoyed our story time. But then we are talking about this particular woman that is fat shaming women, like specifically women. We're going to be picking some of her videos because I said she did most videos that people reacted to that was not making sense. We're going to be picking those videos one by one and talking about it. But then today's video is she's saying that you should not be overweight. If you're an overweight woman and you've given birth for like 5 years ago, or you don't even have a child, you don't have any reason to be overweight. Definitely you're lazy, you're not working out, you're not taking care of yourself, you are eating anyhow. First of all, if you want to shame somebody, you look at yourself from head to toe if you're worth shaming somebody. Because if you're perfect, then you have the right to shame people. And I don't think there's anybody that is perfect in this world. We humans are not perfect, so you can't have the whole perfect this thing on your butt. Lie. So now you are fat shaming women because they are overweight, just because maybe you think in your mind that they are not taking care of yourself. You think so people just gain weight, or people that gain weight, you think they like it, or some people just I have a lot to say, but I don't really even know how to put them together because I felt so irritated last night when I saw the video. I was like, I'm bringing this video up to my page today for us to talk about it. Does she think that people that are overweight or people that gain excessive weight, that they just want it? Like you are gaining excessive, you can't move your body, you are so fat. Does she think that the person actually wants it? Like that's the person's goal? No, some people might be going through depression. And yes, the antidepressant drug, there's some drug that makes you gain weight, even birth control. That's talking to ChildFree by choice people, that she might think that they are overweight, or they might be guessing why are you big if you don't have children. Birth control makes some women big. Some medications just generally make you big. They make you big. And if you stop taking them, you go back to your illness. Just imagine someone that wants to be child-free by choice and you're telling me to stop taking birth control pills. I'll start having children now. So I can't stop it. And I have to be big because it is making me big. There are so many reasons why women are big. And sometimes it's not their choice. Sometimes these women are even more healthy. They are healthier than you, that you think that you are slim. And what makes you think that you being slim gives you a plus in life? Like, oh, God. I don't know, but another thing I need to say is she needs to mind her business. She needs to stop. I don't know what she's selling, but she calls herself a life coach. If you're a life coach, you don't shame people like that. Definitely. So if I'm very big and I come to you, for your business, I want to be slim fit or something, you're going to shame me first before you attend to me, and that is unprofessional. That's really bad coming from a black woman looking like that. Anyways, this video is all over the place, I know, but I just wanted to bring it out for you all to watch and see what some people are saying to overweight people, which I see it as very offensive. I'm not overweight, I'm not, but even at that, I can be sometimes. I can be depressed maybe next year or next 2 years, and I'm using antidepressant drugs and I start gaining weight. Anything can happen. Anything can happen to anybody at any time, and you start gaining some weight that you don't even expect. And even people that give birth, it's not everybody that snatch their body back. Some people give birth even 5 years time, 7, they can't get their body back. They can't get their body back. It's not because they don't want to get their body back. They are working towards it, but it's not coming. You know, there are some factors, even genetics. Even no matter how much you watch your weight, no matter how much you take your slimming tea, your slimming pills, your diet and all of that, if your genetics, if people are fat in your family, you will be fat. There's no two ways about it. There's no logic. If your people, your people, like your family people, you all are always big, most of the time you will end up big, and there's nothing wrong with it. Can you change your genetics? Can you change where you're from? Can you pick your family? No. So why will you come on the internet and start saying that overweight people are this and that? In fact, she made a video saying that why men should stop sleeping with overweight women, because when men sleep with overweight women, they are giving overweight women an edge, like they won't take care of your body and all of that. We'll talk about that video maybe tomorrow because I have the video. Anyways, thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoy this one. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.